I saw, and all we have is a videotape of them at the handcuffing process with their knees on his back and them going through the house.
Okay, how did they get into the house?
They kicked the door in.
Why did they kick the door in? What was their reasoning?
They claimed that he did not open the door. They claimed that there was domestic violence. So their policy must be to, you know, search premises to find out if there's nobody injured and harmed inside of the premises.
Great. So then you just make a claim that their policy has caused you harm. Big deal. How hard is that? That their policy...
Because I don't know if their policy states that specifically. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they did, and they did it in droves. So I don't... It doesn't seem like a viable thing to claim or stand up on.
Look, I can't play guessing games. Either you tell me the truth, that their policy is they come in when they believe there's domestic violence, or you stop guessing. This ain't a guessing game.
All right. No, I'm not guessing.
Okay, so is it their policy to kick in the door when they believe there's probable cause that domestic violence is occurring? Yes or no?
Fuck, I don't know.
Well, then how the hell can I answer you?
How can anybody come in your house? How can anybody come in your house, though, Karl? How can anybody come in your house? I don't give a fuck what their policy say. They can't come in your house, man.
He's going to say that as far as he's concerned, he witnessed a crime being committed. He witnessed somebody being strangled. So he's going to come kicking in the door and save that poor maiden in distress because she's a U.S. citizen and he's the Marines and he's going in there kicking ass. And all he gives a shit about is that he's dragging that woman to safety. That's all he gives a shit about. The only problem with that is that he's going to be held liable because if he crossed into somebody else's domestic jurisdiction. But if you don't realize that that's your jurisdiction, that's your domestic authority, that nobody has the right to cross that threshold, if you don't know the law, too bad. I don't give a damn why he came kicking in my door. I don't give a damn about his probable cause. I don't care if he saw me kill 3,876, whatever. It ain't none of his damn business what's going on in my house. That's my domestic authority. That's under my domestic control. Now, if you don't know how to state that in court, if you don't know the law of this land, that ain't my problem. And they're going to run you a bunch over like a bunch of clowns because you don't know the law. Yeah, you're trying to learn the law. That's very admirable. You just make a simple claim. Just say, what man has the right to kick in another man's door? That's simple. How tough is that? That he had no right to kick in my door. Make your claim. One sentence, done. Make a compensation that you demand compensation. Done. And now file it. Now he's going to have to come to court and say, well, I do have the right. No. The only problem with that, sir, is that you're an officer, correct? Yeah. And an officer is subordinate to his office. Isn't that correct? Yeah. And once he assumes that position, assumes it, there's full liability of that stance in that position, doesn't that make him duty-bound? And then doesn't he leaves his rights as a man at the door, and he assumes all liability of that office? And doesn't he have duties, responsibilities, and obligations to fulfill? That he no longer has rights to act as a man and do as he wishes? That he is bound by a certain code? Yes. Okay, great. Now, did you trespass on another man? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Were you in the capacity of a man at that time? No. So you were subordinate to man, weren't you? Yes. I was your servant. Yes. So my servant fucking came kicking in my teeth. Where does it say that the servant has the right to kick in man's teeth? You have no rights. You have duties. I have rights. I'm a man. There you go. How tough is this? That's your whole case in a nutshell. So I don't know how many freaking minutes went past this whole freaking show. But all you got to do is back it up to whatever the hell I just said. And that's your whole damn case. And there's nothing else you need to know, and there's nothing else you need to learn. It's that simple. When you're a man, you know how to act accordingly. When you're not a man, you're just going to keep guessing. This stuff is so simple, it's scary. Is he a man? No. He's wearing a badge. He's no longer a man. He came out of that fucking role as a man. He can't just do whatever he wishes to do. He's bound by a certain district, a precinct, a certain jurisdiction. He's only allowed to do so much and go so far. A man is limitless. Man can go any way he wishes. That guy is bound by a certain district. in a certain precinct, in a certain area in which he's allowed to carry out what he wishes, what he's bound to do, not wishes to do, he's bound by a code. He's obligated to do only a certain thing a certain way, nothing more, nothing less. Once he goes outside of that, he's no longer acting under the jurisdiction in which he was given. He's moving without color of law. He's moving up what he believes is the color of law, but he's acting outside of it, and he's going to be held liable. So if that policy sucks, if the policy says, well, we need some kicking in the door, you know what, sir, you need to go find that freaking policy before you come on the show and say, well, that's what that policy reads. Oh, really? Where does it say that? Well, that's what they bullshit us and tell us on the street, man, that, you know, the moon is full of green cheese, you know, the moon is made out of cheese, so we just believe them. Oh, really? And you didn't do no research to see if that's what it actually says, that they have the right to do. I'm telling you one thing, it will definitely not say that they have a right. They have no rights. They have duties, obligations, responsibilities.